Imagine trying to preserve your entire civilization's history, its complex legal codes, and its deepest philosophies without a single letter of an alphabet. Before written scripts existed, humans still carried a primal, intimate urge to connect and to be understood by one another. That sheer desire for interaction is where language begins. In ancient India, that urge built a massive, highly reliable network of knowledge transfer that relied entirely on the spoken word. Storytellers used physical objects as visual aids for their spoken narratives. They carried kavad, wooden door panels painted with elaborate scenes, or fad, long painted scrolls, and traveled from village to village singing and reciting local tales. Through rhythm, repetition, and precise recitation, immense bodies of foundational literature, like the Vedas, the Puranas, and early cultural myths, were memorized and passed down across generations without losing a syllable. Human memory, structured through these oral networks, functioned as civilization's first reliable hard drive. The survival of these texts proves that complex thought does not require a written alphabet to endure. When the meaning of a word shifts every 20 miles, trade, laws, and religious rights become subject to local interpretation. To manage a civilization across vast distances, India needed a way to standardize its communication. Ancient Indian scholars, most notably a grammarian named Panini, addressed this by treating language with the rigor of a mathematical science. They mapped out strict rules for grammar and pronunciation to stabilize communication across the subcontinent. But geography naturally resists uniformity. Massive physical barriers like the Himalayas, deserts, and dense river basins isolated communities, giving distinct regional dialects the space to evolve independently. If we look at this map of the Indian subcontinent, we see it as home to 5 major language families, and these borders are never static. They are in a constant state of flux as populations move. When the Mughal Empire established its presence in India, their Persian vocabulary merged directly with native dialects across the northern territories, creating synthesized languages like Urdu and Hindustani. India's linguistic diversity functions as a living map, a record of every historical migration and physical barrier that defined the subcontinent's development. Once language was scientifically codified into a written script, society gained a permanent method to record its daily life and its moral codes. The great epics, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, were transcribed to define the heroic age. They offered a permanent set of values and ethical teachings that spanned the subcontinent. Other collections captured the texture of the everyday. The Jataka tales used stories of the Buddha's incarnations to teach practical morality, while simultaneously recording authentic details of ancient bazaars, caravans, and military barracks. Works like the Hitopadesha used highly structured, crisp verses and animal fables to teach strategic thinking and worldly behavior to a growing educated class. By fixing these narratives onto paper, literature functioned as a deliberate tool for societal engineering. Language transitioned from a simple method of speaking to a neighbor into a physical mirror of human values. In the 1800s, the industrial printing press bypassed traditional gatekeepers of knowledge, moving the written word from elite, hand-copied circles directly into the public square. In 1781, James Augustus Hickey launched the Bengal Gazette, introducing the first printed newspaper to Asia. This format pivoted writing away from ancient myth. The written word now functioned as a public forum for immediate opinion and sharp critiques of the British ruling class. Regional writers like Bankim Chandra and Bharatendu began publishing magazines and songs that exposed social injustices and mobilized the masses against colonial rule. The mass production of text turned language into a potent political weapon, capable of organizing a vast public and ultimately helping to topple an empire. Despite its political utility, language always retained its intimate spiritual power. Bhakti poets like Guru Nanak and Lal Ded composed accessible, devotional poetry in local dialects, allowing people to bypass rigid caste hierarchies and connect directly with their faith. Today, the creative engine of translation takes these ancient regional philosophies and carries them across modern borders, keeping the ideas active and relevant for new generations. Language is our deepest human inheritance, the living, breathing record of how we understand the world and how we learn to coexist within it.